This is the Yankees POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the New York Yankees. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, the Yankees do it. They finish it off in style. They beat the Royals in Kansas City tonight 1-0. It was an unearned run, by the way. They finish off a 6-game season series sweep of the Royals. 3 in New York, 3 in Kansas City, a perfect 6 for 6. By the way, the Royals have only been swept twice this season, both those series. An unorthodox run got it home for the Yankees. That, of course, was Pablo Reyes. It was an unearned run, as we said. 1-0, the final score. Bombers now head for Boston, winners of 3 straight. Hello, everyone. I'm Jay Berman. If you're a New Yorker, you might recognize my work. I've spent more than 2 decades in the biz, everything from TV to web to radio. Glad to have you aboard. Please follow me on X as well, at Jay Berman, Jayberman. Welcome to the Locked On Yankees postcast, both on the Locked On Yankees YouTube channel and the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. The postcast gives you a place to chat after every game. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Before we begin, let's tell you that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, because of the 1-0 win, Yanks are now a season-high 17 games over 500. It was a 1-0 win. It was an unearned run. That doesn't happen very often. In fact, speaking of 1-0 games, the Yanks have now won 4 1-0 games this season, the most in baseball. Take it for what it's worth. But again, a 1-0 win is a 1-0 win. It just happened to be an unorthodox way to score a run, an unearned run. It was a Paul Goldschmidt infield single. Pablo Reyes actually got caught between third and home. A poor throw allows Reyes to score. He was out of breath after the play. But again, 1-0 is your final score. The Yanks outscored the Royals, get this, 29-11 in the 6 games. The Royals scored 11 runs in 6 games. The Yanks scored 29. That includes with 1 tonight. Also, the Yanks scored 40 runs in their last 5 games. So the final 2 games of the Boston series in New York, 3 games in Kansas City. Now we go back to Boston for 3 at Fenway. But again, Yanks coming in hot. They won 3 in a row, obviously all against Kansas City, and they're scoring runs, obviously tonight the exception. But again, 40 runs in their last 5 games. And by the way, speaking of 1-0 games and speaking of the Royals not scoring very many runs, specifically against the Yankees, well, the Royals have not scored more than 3 runs in any of the 6 games. 3 is their high water mark. Tells you all you need to know about the disparity or the difference between these 2 teams. Yanks are better than the Royals. They were in the playoffs last year. They are in the regular season this year, and they've proved it over 2 series. All right, Aaron Judge did not start tonight. Believe it or not, his first game on the bench. Now, what's also interesting is, as expected, he pinch hit. We figured if it wasn't a close game, we wouldn't see Judge. He'd just be sitting the entire night. But if it was a close game, which obviously it was, you knew you were going to get a spot that screamed for Aaron Judge to pinch hit. Well, he got it, struck out on what looked to be ball 4. Regardless, interesting stat thrown up tonight by the S Network. Judge has 1 pinch hit, 1, his entire career. Now, obviously, the at-bats are few and far between. 22 plate appearances as a pinch hitter. He has 1 hit. Now, again, who cares? It's Aaron Judge. He's never going to be a pinch hitter in a permanent role. But again, you'd figure there are not many, very many stretches of 22 at-bats where Aaron Judge only has 1 hit. But it comes as a pinch hitter. He struck out tonight. Shouldn't have been. Alfonso Marquez, the home plate ump, had a brutal night. That's all we really need to say. David Cohn made note of it. Consistency. And that's all that players want. You hear it night and day. Every single day you hear it's all players want. They just want consistency from the umpires. Well, on 2 consecutive pitches, the ball was in the same spot for Judge. One was a ball, one was a strike, when in essence, they were either both balls or both strikes. There's that inconsistency that players hate, and Judge obviously was not pleased. All right, we need to talk about Will Warren, who got the start, and despite the 28-minute rain delay in the 6th inning, Warren comes back. We later learned that Aaron Boone and Will Warren worked out that Warren would face 3 more batters after the rain delay. You gets them all out, great. If he doesn't, he's being yanked. That's exactly what happened. He faced 3 batters, retired 2 of them. Obviously, Tim Hill would get out of the inning, registering that final out. Point is, Will Warren, even with the rain delay, was good tonight. 5 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, threw just 77 pitches. What's interesting about the Will Warren situation is he had thrown just 69 pitches in 5 innings before the rain. He obviously was in a situation where he needed to warm up again, and most likely stayed warm underneath throughout the rain delay. And considering it was such a quick moving, quote unquote, storm, you can bet that those discussions were had during the rain delay about 1, him coming back out to throw, and 2, how long would he go? Again, 28-minute rain delay. Will Warren had thrown 69 pitches before. He ends up throwing 77 for the night. So that means he threw 8 pitches post rain delay. He got 2 outs, walked a batter, and then in came the bullpen. As for that bullpen, Tim Hill, Mark Leiter Jr., Jonathan Loaisiga, and Devin Williams shut the door on the Royals. Royals managed just 5 hits, as did the Yankees. The only player on either side with 2 hits, J.C. Escarra, had 2 hits. Good job by him in the backup catcher's role. We did not see Austin Wells tonight. Obviously didn't see Aaron Judge. Did not see DJ LeMahieu either. So a very interesting lineup. As we said, Judge sat for the first time this year. Yanks have played 67 games. He's played in 67 of them, but started 66 of them, and obviously got in as a pinch hitter tonight. So here are the Yankees that had a hit. Reyes, Escarra had 2, Goldschmidt on the fateful play. It's an infield single and then a throwing error, and Trent Grisham had a single as well. But again, no LeMahieu tonight, no Judge tonight. No Austin Wells tonight as well. 77 pitches for Will Warren, as we said. And again, he lowers his season's ERA to 4.86. Great pitching from both Clark Schmidt yesterday and Will Warren today. If the Yanks are pitching, you know they're going to be hitting. They're going to be unbeatable. Devin Williams registered an 8-pitch, 2-out save last night. Tonight, more of the same. 1 inning pitched, struck out a batter, threw just 11 pitches to retire the side in order and earn his 9th save. And no disrespect to Luke Weaver, but we're not mentioning Luke Weaver while he's out and Devin Williams is successful. So when Luke Weaver is ready to return, we'll call it a good problem to have. What do you do? What do you do? Well, Devin Williams has proved that he is once again fit for the closer's role. Luke Weaver shouldn't be too long before he's back, several weeks. But again, what is Aaron Boone going to do? Devin Williams has looked great, putting his position back into the closer's role. And obviously Luke Weaver was there replacing Devin Williams before Luke Weaver got hurt. We'll have to wait and see. Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, Cody Bellinger, and Ben Rice all took offers tonight. All right, we'll take a quick break. We got to set you up. Remember, Yanks are going to Boston now. So 3 last weekend in New York against the Red Sox, 3 more in Boston. And obviously the Red Sox, who took 2 of 3 from the Yankees last Saturday and Sunday. Big offensive outputs for both squads. We'll get to the pitching matchups and obviously some notes and quotes coming up next as well. All right, we'll start with FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are in full swing, and every night delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, and can't-miss moments. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a breakout player, there's never been a better time to get in on the action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live. With player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays, fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. If you've got a read on who's heating up, why not back it up with a same-game parlay? New to FanDuel? Well, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Next up is game time. Have you ever decided at the last minute to head to a ball game with friends or family? Well, maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time makes it possible. They make buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Seat views right in the app before you buy, so you know exactly where you'll be. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, we are back after a 1-0 Yankees win. They win 3 in a row against the Royals for a second time this season. They're now 6-0 against Kansas City. They sweep the season series. And of course, coming off the heels of the playoff victory over Kansas City last year, you know the Royals are sick of seeing the Yankees. All right, now to our favorite segment of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
All right, tonight it's Will Warren. Wanted to give it to Pablo Reyes on that play. It was pretty significant, but we'll give it to Will Warren, who was excellent once again. 5 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks, 77 pitches. And as we said, came back after the rain delay and registered 2 of the 3 outs needed to get out of the 6th inning. He started that frame, faced 3 batters, retired 2 of them, walked 1. In comes Tim Hill, gets the final out of that 6th inning. And obviously the bullpen was good the rest of the way as well. Warren, 5 2/3. Tim Hill, an inning. Mark Leiter Jr., a third of an inning. Loaizaga and Williams, an inning each. And again, sandwiched around that rain delay of 28 minutes. All right, notes worthy of mention. Here we go. The Yankees, before the game, optioned Brent Hedrick to AAA Scranton. That means they needed a reliever to come back up. And it was Scott Effross who was recalled. So essentially, Effross for Hedrick, Hedrick for Effross, whatever way you want to go. Hedrick down, Effross up. As for the series in Boston, no rest for the weary. Yanks won't get there till very late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, Ryan Yarbrough and Garrett Crochet, an excellent pitching matchup. They'll start at 7:10. Saturday night is a national game. That's a Fox game, 7:15 first pitch. Carlos Rodon and Hunter Dobbins. And then Sunday, finally, some afternoon baseball. We've got a 1:35 first pitch at Fenway. On Father's Day on Sunday, Max Fried and Brian Bayo will go for the Yankees and Red Sox, respectively. Again, the Yanks are now a season-high 17 games over 500. They're 42-25. They're 21-13 away. And, of course, comfortably on top of the American League East. You know, we've talked about it all season long. Who's going to pose a problem for the Yankees in the American League. I think a lot of people before the season started thought it could be Kansas City. Well, let's put that to bed. Kansas City is not on the level of the Yankees. I think that's plain to see. Usually you get 1 or 2 games at the very least out of 6. They got none. And the Yankees dominated in every fashion. As we said, the Royals did not score more than 3 runs in any of the 6 games. In fact, they scored just 11 runs total in 6 games. Less than 2 a game. Really, really amazing stuff. All right, Yanks win it. They sweep the Royals. 7-10 first pitch Friday night, Friday the 13th, by the way, from Fenway. Hopefully the weather will be good. And, of course, we'll be with you immediately following every game. All right, thanks for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And before we get out of here, I want to mention our partners in crime at Locked On Yankees, Stacey Gotsulias and Brian McKeon. Follow, subscribe, and enjoy. They handle all the stuff again at Locked On Yankees. They are the best. 1-0, the final score. Yanks now 17 games above 500. We will see you tomorrow night